And welcome to our friends who held our hands and gave us a pat on the back while also laughing hysterically at our mistakes and often helping us make those mistakes in the first place. Welcome to our fellow classmates who are probably just as relieved as I am that we're finally here. Today is a day of celebration to acknowledge the amazing milestone that we have reached, so thank you all for coming. Thank you for all you have given us. We are truly honored to be part of this amazing school and community, and we hope that you have a fabulous day.
Faculty, friends, and family, thank you for joining us on this special day. Class of 2022, we did it. A day that represents one of our biggest goals since childhood, growing up. I would like to take a minute to, although we are finally here graduating, I would like to slow down and take a minute to appreciate how far we've come. As we remember the time we spent at Corvallis High School, it might be easy to overlook some of the gifts of attending CHS, but we have been blessed to attend such an incredible school and community. Over the years, we have grown as individually and collectively. Throughout the challenges of high school, each of us has gained academic knowledge, individual character, and maturity. Graduates, you will be beginning the next chapter of your lives, whether that's more school, a gap year, work, or something else. You will be facing new challenges and decisions that will determine who you become. As you forge your path, you must always have the courage to continue, because in the process, you will learn who you truly are. This diploma represents the beginning of your adulthood. Remember to put forth your best effort in life, because you only live once. Congratulations to the class of 2022. High school has been completed.
Good morning and welcome as we gather here today to celebrate the successes of our students. My name is Cami Knapp, and I have the privilege of serving as the principal here at Corvallis High School. It is an honor to be here together in person as these fine young men and women prepare to complete another chapter in their journey of life. It is also a pleasure to know these graduates are surrounded by a group of individuals who have supported them throughout their high school career. Along with our school community, we must recognize the many individuals that have helped support these graduates along the way. So thank you to the parents, grandparents, siblings, aunts, uncles, family, friends, and community members who have supported these graduates throughout their educational journey. From the moment your son or daughter was dropped off to kindergarten until the last day of their senior year, these students have had numerous teachers guiding them along the way. So please take a moment to recognize the educators that these students have met in their 13 years of educational experience. This year, I would also like to thank the staff members from the high school. Our high school staff works to build strong relationships with students that help build lifelong connections. I was reminded of that this year as former graduates came back to see former teachers in the hallway. Our staff also makes connections with students from exploring Mill Creek and setting up Wolverine observation equipment to helping students know their blood type. It also extends from sitting at a keyboard to performing on a stage. So thank you to our staff for guiding each of our students towards their goal of graduation. I would also like to thank the maintenance crew, Jim Bowman, Greg Davis, Kenny Jackson, Russ Dickey, Russ Caffey, Dave Babcock, Elmo Ostrander, Mike Holman, and Tim Ferguson for spending hours preparing for this event, as well as devoting their time to make the operations of Corvallis schools seamless. After the past 2 years, believe it or not, We have realized that no matter what, even with rain or scorching sunshine, the CCEC still provides us all with a beautiful venue for our graduation. So thank you guys for helping us. Now to the class of 2022. What a ride this experience has been. I think back to when your high school class entered the high school. You have always been the small class who followed the largest graduating class. However, even though you may be small in number, you have achieved some amazing accomplishments. I believe you guys refer to yourself as resilient, and I could not agree more. One of my favorite quotes is, "From a small seed, a mighty trunk may grow." So while you may come from a small rural town in western Montana, I expect many of your adventures will take you across the United States, and for some, across the world. You never know where your journey will take you, so from this day forward, after you receive your diploma, you are working towards something better. So in your midst, there's future healthcare professionals, educators, tradesmen, lawyers, police officers, military professional. Utilize the support from your family and friends to pursue your dreams and your aspirations. I hope that as you walk across the stage today, it becomes clear that sometimes those early morning classes, late nights of homework, multiple test quizzes, all on the same day, were all worth it to help teach you hard work and resilience. In Corvallis High School to celebrate your successes with your administration, teachers, and classmates. So in closing, congratulations to each and every one of you as you move onwards in this new chapter of your life. I wish you the very best in your future, and as always, I look forward to hearing back from you about where your goals, dreams, and aspirations have taken you. As your class of 2022 motto states, we cannot discover new peaks unless we have the courage to lose sight of the valley. So thank you for allowing me to be part of your experience. I have enjoyed working and helping each of you as your class closes this chapter and moves to the next. I wish you all the very best. It is now my honor to introduce Superintendent of Schools, Mr. John Conan.
Good morning again. I'm John Conan, Superintendent of Corvallis School District. I'd like to first start by introducing our Corvallis School Board members. Please wave when I call your name. Becky, I'm going to make sure I do you first since I missed you at 8th grade promotion. I'm sorry. Becky Anderson. Dan Wolski. Mark Fournier. Cameron Criddle. Carol Peterson. And I'm sorry, Ken, that our first board packet is 300 pages long. Sorry for your first board meeting officially. Ken Lewis. Thank you again for allowing me to address our spectacular seniors today. This year I started the Devil's Advocate podcast. The goal of this podcast was to celebrate the great things going on in our community and our school. I'd like to announce that we recently hit over 10,000 listeners of this podcast. And the great thing about this podcast is that it celebrates the fabulous seniors of Corvallis High School. I personally donated $1,000 for a scholarship this year. Seniors had to meet these 3 criteria to be eligible for the scholarship. 1, graduate from Corvallis. Raise your hand if you're graduating. Should have all hands up. So we should have had all of you guys come see me, but I didn't get all you guys, but that's all right. 2, use the money for a 2 or 4-year college or for training in a specific skill or even garnering some type of certification. And 3, this was the stickler probably, complete a podcast about your school experience at Corvallis. Then all students were put into a hat randomly, and a winner was chosen. That was it. Here's the 6 questions that you had to be able to answer. 1, tell us about your journey from kindergarten through 12th grade. It was amazing to see how many of our graduates actually started here. Where's Ian? Ian Wilson? You're got to be in the back, right, with W? Yeah, so Ian was one of the ones that had more than 13 years because he did preschool here too. So 14 years of Corvallis schools. But raise your hand if you are a K through 12, like you've been here every single year. Raise them high. All right, excellent. And welcome to everyone else that came over the years too. Question number 2, name 3 of your favorite school experiences. Number 3, in your mind, what are 3 things that would make Corvallis an even better place to work and learn? 4, what advice or helpful suggestions would you give to a freshman student when they begin high school? This was a great one. I actually used it at 8th grade promotion and used all of your evidence that you guys gave in your podcast. And then 5, how do you plan on using this award money going forward for your post-secondary goals? Again, it was amazing to know that we had over 10,000 listeners. I'd like to highlight some information, just one piece from each of you from your podcast. And I'm going to start in reverse order, like my favorite guy, David Letterman. Number 12, Colin Holmberg. Raise your hand, Colin. Got to be in the middle with H. Here we got you're first. Colin's favorite 3 school experiences consisted of the following. 1, the Hunger Games were a lot of fun. 2, this year in life sports class, he got to go fishing at the stock farm. And 3, getting to rebuild an engine in small engines class. Colin will be going into aviation at Rocky Mountain College. Number 11, Jacob Nelson. Jacob has been in Corvallis all 13 years. His advice for incoming freshmen, calm down. It's not as difficult as the middle school teachers make it out to be. It's not the end of the world. Jacob Nelson will be going into wildlife biology at U of M. And Ian Wilson, number 10. Ian's top 3 favorite school experiences are 8th grade Civil War project, Hunger Games, and 2nd grade hiking the M in Missoula and getting to go to the Aquatic Center. Ian will be going into kinesiology at BYU, Utah State. Or Utah State, one of the 2. Number 9, Rose Day. Rose's top 3 things that would make Corvallis a better place to work and learn are as follows. 1, more hands-on learning, and not so much on Chromebooks, as we need a better balance. 2, promote the idea of trade schools and other college. And 3, provide more classes that have general skills like finance and accounting. Rose will be going to a school to become a helicopter pilot. Number 8, Ella Dowd. Her advice for incoming freshmen is to take time to learn about yourself. Relax and enjoy high school, and you don't have to be perfect your freshman year. Ella will be going into business at U of M. Number 7, Gabby Kruger. Gabby's top 3 favorite school experiences consist of the following. 1, 6th grade, she participated in the state-winning science Olympiad. 2, softball, she went to state last year for the first time in about 15 years, and I'm guessing this year you did as well. And number 3, traveled with the FFA to Indianapolis and had an amazing time. So I just got confirmation from Auntie Allison where she's going, like right before I got up here. Gabby is going to be going into radiation technology at Wenatchee Community College in Washington. Number 6, Macy Greenwood. Her advice for incoming freshmen is as follows. 1, get involved, join clubs, meet a lot of people, and you only have 4 years as it goes by so fast. Number 2, do your work and stay on top of it as it makes life more enjoyable. Macy will be going into education and wants to be a kindergarten teacher with an emphasis on early education at Boise State University, and we should probably hold a spot for her for kindergarten here in a couple years too. Number 5, Luke Sangster. Luke has gone to Corvallis from pre-K to 12, and in Corvallis, his top 3 favorite school experiences are as follows. 1, the transition years of 4th, 8th, and 12th grade were all his favorites. And he states that while you're preparing for the next school year, you're also enjoying your time at the current school. Number 2, learning about the Civil War in 8th grade. And number 3, the Hunger Games. Luke will be going into marketing at Utah State. Number 4, Brinson Weish. Brinson's advice for incoming freshmen is to enjoy high school. Don't let it pass you by because 4 years pass fast. And make sure you're involved all 4 years. Pick up a sport or a club, and make some friends. Brinson, I had to get the pronunciation of this college from your dad. Brinson will be going into mechanical engineering at Worcester Polytechnic Institute. It's close, I think, Worcester. Number 3, Haley Miles. To make Corvallis a better place to work and learn, she states we can, 1, have more accommodations for kids that need help who struggle. 2, more engagement in the classroom for students. And 3, more student involvement in things, which can include more announcements and how students can help out. Haley will be going into clinical psychology with a specialty in pediatrics at MSU. Go Cats. Number 2, Jana Jackson. Jana's top 3 favorite school experiences are as follows. Number 1, FFA is so much fun, and the learning experiences give us so many opportunities. Number 2, she loved going to the FFA Nationals in Indianapolis as she qualified with her science project. And number 3, 7th grade going to Cody, Wyoming. Jana will be attending school at BYU, Idaho. And number 1, Isabel Harvey. Isabel was the first person to start the school year with our Corvallis staff. I invited her in to address our staff on the first day back. The teachers were on campus, and she did a fabulous job of giving a student perspective on what we can do as a school community going forward after the previous year with COVID. It is appropriate that I now end with her sage words. Isabel had a lot of advice for freshmen. 6 pieces. Number 1, develop an organizational system or file folders. Try everything, especially with homework. Number 2, telling teachers about your interests so they can give you ideas on how to meet those interests. This will help teachers understand who you are as a person. Number 3, understand that teachers are people too, and they're trying their best. It can be frustrating, but teachers have quite a bit of work, and they are trying to get you the best education possible. Number 4, branch out and take risks. You're going to go through tough times, explore as many opportunities as possible. Number 5, your mental health and physical health matter more than your classes, but learn about yourself. And number 6, parents are going to have a lot of opinions, but don't be afraid to choose your own path. Learn about all these different opportunities. It doesn't have to be a linear path. Isabel has taken a gap year, but she has applied or going to apply to art schools for costume design, and she told me she wants to get into the film industry. So if you visit our website, you too can listen to all of these great senior podcasts. The randomly chosen winner of the $1,000 scholarship was Jacob Nelson. Congratulations. And I want to congratulate all these fine seniors today. This is a tremendous day that you're going to remember, hopefully, for the rest of your life. And I'm going to go back and end with one of Isabel's quotes. Don't be afraid to choose your own path. Learn about all the different opportunities. It doesn't have to be a linear path. Congratulations, seniors.
All right, this morning we will take a moment to recognize our valedictorian and salutatorian. As I call your name, please go ahead and come up to the stage. Our valedictorian is Isabel Harvey. Miss Isabel Harvey is the daughter of Ernie Harvey and Jennifer Holmes. She participated in Student Council, Interact, National Honor Society, and journalism. Isabel plans on spending a gap year traveling in Europe and visiting her grandmother in Ireland before pursuing her goal of going to college for costume design. Miss Isabel Harvey. Our salutatorian, Paige Capron. Miss Paige Capron is the daughter of Mark and Laura Capron. Paige participated on the Corvallis speech and debate team with events in classical theater, impromptu, pantomime, and humorous interpretation. Paige plans on attending Montana State University to get her Bachelor of Arts degree in Architecture and Environmental Design. Miss Paige Capron.
All right. Thank you. Hello, everyone. Well, it's finally over, and we did it. 13 years of education, from the first day of kindergarten to this day. We made it through. We're not going to take up a lot of your time talking about the good old days. You were all there. But we do want to say one thing. That is, we are all finally free. We can finally become the people we have looked up to for all these years, and we can finally start choosing the lives we want. So whether you're off to college this fall, you're off to see the world, or are beginning a new chapter of your life closer to home, we want you all to understand the amazing milestone that we have passed and the futures we can all look forward to.
So let this day serve as a goodbye and memoriam to the person you were, and a declaration of hope for the person you will become. Some of you we may never see again, and some of you will be friends for life. But either way, we just want to thank you for helping shape us into the people we are today, and we hope you have the happiest and most fulfilling life that you can create. You really deserve it and are strong enough to make it happen. As you all attend your graduation parties and say your goodbyes to your high school selves, please remember these words from the 11th Doctor of Doctor Who. Everything's got to end sometime, otherwise nothing would ever get started. So go out there and get started. Thank you.
We will now have a performance by our senior members of the choir. the presentation of the diplomas. If my first row would go ahead and come on up.
Isabella Cora Harvey. Paige Capron. Brinson L. Weish. David M. Albrecht. Braden Jackson Allen. Haley Jewel Anderson. Callie Iris Anderson. Riley Olivia Auk. Alina Rose Bay. Haley Ray Berry. Athen Michael Gladwin. Zoe Angelina Roberts. Skylar Marie Tibbs. Aiden Michael Brandon. David Christopher Brock. Felicity Jane Brooks. Natalie Jane Brower. Alina Jennifer Ray Brown. Maxwell Lee Bueller. Koa Kalani Bush. Talon James Carlson. James Robert Cashel. Samuel Philip Chavez. Timothy Jacob Coates. Paige Carmela Colapreti. Angel Tavine Cromwell. Rose Marie Day. Remington James Devantier. Gabriella Grace Dowd. Donovan Dunn Robinson. Matthew Ashton Shannon Eslick. Mika Marie French. Seth Anthony Gardner. Lindsay Ray Gerber. Madeline Amanda Gilder. Samantha Gonzalez. Macy Reve Greenwood. Aiden John Gregory. Danny Allen Holler Jr. Lainey Speth Highland. Madison J. Henry. Kaylee Alexis Herbert. Timothy Patrick Hickey Jr. Paige Taylor Rose Holler. Colin Joel Holmberg. Jana Nicole Jackson. Lucas Andrew Jessup. Seneca Laurie Kerner. Gabrielle Lee Kruger. Colby Andrew Lewis. Madison Rose Lewis. Tawny K. Lewis. Tacoma Kirk Lewis. Jacob Christopher Lauren. Mace Hank Marshall. Trinity Ray McLean. James Jacob Melkonian. Haley Ray Miles. Hunter Vance Mings. Jacob William Nelson. Cole Allen Paddock. Paige Marie Palin. Donovan Ross Potter. Paul LeGrand Powell. Liberty Jean Prouse. Addison Luke Sangster. Cedar Renee Slatton. Madison N. Smith. Tristan William Stevens. Sean Allen Stone. Robert James Sitma. Nicholas John Talia. Dustin Lee Terraciano. Liliana Marie Trail. David Cade Trihe. Chase Nathaniel Tucker. Jessica Michelle Venema. Inga Lauren Watts. Elena Carey Wido. Eli David Weilacker. Jaden Ashley Wurst. Ambria Whites. Ian Edward Wilson. Kennedy Jade Yaskis. Danielle Austin Yetter. Micah Ray Zitto.
Would the class of 2022 please rise? I here present to you the class, Corvallis High School's class of 2022.